We're back. Hey, how's everybody doing?
Hey,
Seen you in like a month, dude.
It's been a minute.
yeah.
I'm assuming you guys don't need any recap whatsoever. We're just gonna go ahead and dive right back into the emotional, the exact emotional state that we were in where the last session ended. Right? That's good. It's good for everybody.
Yeah.
Yes, I remember every detail.
I was in a different state.
All right. Well, of course, the players don't need a recap. They obviously remember everything. This is for the viewers. So I'll do a quick recap for the viewers' sake. Um, Picking up where we left off, the party continued their descent into the caverns beneath Silken Valley on their quest to meet with the Spider Queen um, to negotiate a deal of some sort that was established between Valir's father, Adranis Warsanok. His sister Viesa was kidnapped during a dinner party, and you made your way to rescue her and make amends for this potential, this whatever this deal that your father made that he tried to sneak his way out of by having an illicit affair and a child outside of one with the Spider Queen herself. You spent the last couple days delving deep, fighting off all manners of weird underground monstrosities and creatures, hook horrors and umber hulks, and a large encounter on a bridge with a bunch of paralyzing kind of insectoid carrion crawlers. You met some denizens of the deep um, that you killed a couple of their mounts, but eventually had a conversation, let them go upon their way in exchange for their lives, as they understood that they were severely outmatched. Um, but as you crossed this kind of large bridge and start to descend further, you start to see the reappearance of many of the thick spider webs, realizing that you are getting closer and closer to your final destination with more of the spider civilization starting to reclaim these underdarkening tunnels. You all made it as far as you can, decided to take a rest for the evening to get your strength before your inevitable meeting of the Spider Queen. Um, you all bedded down for the evening, and nothing bad happened. Saishori, you were once again visited by strange dreams of times long past. You were reverted to times when you were a child, when you were ascending a large stone staircase, sitting outside a large set of ornate double doors, listening to conversations that, as far as your memory was concerned, you didn't get to hear. You heard murmurings and conversation happening, but couldn't make out the words. But at the behest, the encouragement of a now familiar voice, to listen deeper, to remember things that happened, you recalled the conversation. The conversation when you were a child, when you were first brought to the church in Crowhaven, as Father Garthorum Lapalm pleaded for the fact that you were entrusted to the church and that you shouldn't be used as a weapon or any sort of bargaining chip, but at the behest of Killen Charlor, the guard master of this particular wall, that you were something to be used. You were something to, you know, gain favor and protect the town of Crowhaven. A few years past that conversation, those conversations, you find yourself again inside those double doors. You're older. You're been growing up in the church. You clad in your armor and sword by your side. More conversations similar in vein, but speaking of your praise about the deeds that you've done, the protections you've given to Crowhaven, and that it was a good investment and a good thing that they, used you for what you were worth, and that voice, that familiar voice creeping in and out of your memories, being silenced, being taken away. You conversed once again in your normal form, your current state, with Draconis. He mentioned long ago that he's been with you a long time, and it's only till now that something has been pushing him out and blocking him out, and, well, he's here again. He's here now, and you have a lot to learn and a lot to still grow, and things to work out yourself. You all awoke the next morning, gathering your things for the day, preparing for your final trek into the caverns of right outside the city of the spiders. You all watched as, frustratingly, angrily, Saishori removed her hood, crumpled it up, and tossed it to a corner. And that is where we will pick up.
Yeah, I got nothing. I'm not saying shit. I don't even know what the fuck to say off of that. It's just like, yeah.
I just kind of look over to Seven and just kind of dart my eyes towards Saishuri. Could be like, yo, did you just see her kind of get, just do that?
Sure. Did you get hot? Why's your hood off?
Just, there's no reason for me to be under it, you know?
Good.
See, I'm not the only one who wakes up and changes overnight.
You guys change.
Zaishuri, I understand you taking it off, but leaving it behind entirely. Is everything all right?
Yeah, I really don't need it anymore. Do you think I need it?
No, not particularly, but I know it's something you've always been self-conscious about.
Let's just say I've had a revelation of some sort. You guys don't wear hoods. Why should I, right?
That's true. Well, as long as you're happy, I'm happy.
So, what's next, guys? Are we moving on?
Onwards and
Ye-
downwards.
I'll just kind of look around to everybody at that point, like, if anyone's got anything else to say. Otherwise, I'm ready to roll.
No, she took her hood off. Sounds like cool. We're gonna find her a hat. It's going on Steven's mind. They're like, yeah, I'll hide. You can find her a crown or some shit.
Crown?
I feel like Daishori's oddly calm for once. Like, her head's just like, there's nothing really happening in there right now. I guess
Welcome-
associating a bit.
Welcome to Seven's world. It's more fun.
I guess we should move on.
I can actually see the map for once.
Right. We're ready to proceed then.
Yes.
Wonderful. Well, we should, again, if everything goes according to plan, we should be there in the next couple hours or so.
I'm gonna get him back on my back. There.
I know we discussed it briefly last night as we were getting ready for bed. Obviously, from what we've already seen a little bit, there are more webs and spiders now, and we are being, presumably watched at all times. But is there anything you wish to discuss before we get too close to? Right now, we're most likely being watched. The closer we get, the more 100% we're being watched.
I would like to be sure, just that that we're all aligned on priority.
We talk first, and if that doesn't work, I can eat him, right? Your other son? Is that weird?
I mean, when you phrase it like that, slightly.
Oh. But talk first. Doesn't work, fight. Yeah? Plan?
Fight is, remember, with
Last
with
resort.
this. Yes, exactly. Good. That's all I needed to say, I think.
You talk first, I eat last. Got it.
No, I don't think I should be talking first at all. And clearly, it should be either Andy or possibly Valia.
I don't talk. Wait.
Probably for the best, 7.
Okay.
Well, like I said from the start, I told my father as well that I just want my sister back. Whatever he has to say to the Spider Queen, or whatever she has to say, that's between them. I just want my sister.
Okay.
Very well. Onwards and downwards, then.
No.
Are we keeping the same marching order?
Yeah.
I'm fine, same as before. Can you move me with the group, Rich?
Yes.
Thank you.
Also, did we go over this bridge, or are we coming up to the bridge?
You've already passed this. This is the bridge that you fought on. Technically, you're further inward from this, but
Alright, yeah.
there's not been a map change yet. Cool. I would like perception checks from everybody. Start us off.
I'm too.
I think we're pretty.
He's so perceptive.
I'm clearly unbothered.
She's going through something. It's okay. All right.
Could someone just roll a 20?
I got you. 17.
20 total.
20 total. Cool. All right. as you march for the next 2 hours or so, it stays steady at first, but then rapidly starts to choke and condense the tunnel that you're walking through with thick webs and yeah, it's you rolled not 20. Thick webbing and small pieces or remains of you see like either some sort of you know things that have been eaten is the yeah. Valir, you quickly pick up scraps and bits of little web cocoons that are completely encased with or completely wrapped around some sort of insectoids or smaller cave lizards. But you push through. Seven and Valir in the front easily, either knocking back or opening up tunnels as you need to. Your pace slows slightly, but you're able to can kind of push your way through. I would say with this as well, Valir, give me an insight check.
Cool.
Cool, good to know.
I don't like how you said that, but okay.
You continue to press on the couple more hours, strenuous activity pushing through these tunnels. Eventually, they do start to open up, and you see probably about 80 or so feet ahead of you a tunnel exit where is at least something that opens up to a larger open space. As you approach Valir 7 and Vinteth, you see movement just at the edge of like your vision, essentially, like at the edge of your dark vision, of something not moving quickly, not scurrying, not seeming like it's trying to hide, but just the presence of some figure in this tunnel about 80 or so feet ahead of you.
I signal the rest of the party to kind of stop and kind of turn around back and whisper loud enough for everybody to hear that there is some motion up ahead, but can't really decipher what it is.
I see it too.
Yeah. There's movement.
On guard for spiders.
Everybody ready in case something happens before we move forward.
I am. Andy,
Hey.
are you ready?
My man is limp on your back right now.
I don't feel this, but
My
I
sword
know
is
he's there,
drawn.
but
How is Andy looking? Is he rough? Like rougher? I mean, we know he's rough. He's getting actively worse.
I mean, he seemed okay this morning. He didn't seem worse when you guys were having a conversation with him. His breathing is still labored. Voice is getting a little bit raspy. But he didn't seem much worse this morning. 7, as you call out to him, there is no response.
oh, gonna- Andy, I'll jostle my back a bit. Not violently, just like a shuffle.
You feel him kind of shift with your weight on your back, but he does not appear to be. He is not moving himself, and he is not responsive.
Viller, we might have a problem.
Oh god. I kind of go over and see if I could feel pulse. If I can't feel pulse, I'll try to hear his heartbeat on his chest, if anything.
Give me a medicine check.
Papa. All right.
Papa.
There you go. Cool. As you
Give
go
me
over, as you go over rapidly to your father, you check for his pulse. You put an ear to his chest. His heartbeat has grown faint, but it's still there. His breath is super shallow, and he's taking like very low, deep breaths and exhaling slowly, and almost to a point that if you didn't know what you were looking for, he would appear if he was dead.
Would I kind of know, uh I guess how much time he has left?
I'll say with a natural 20. I will respect that. Um, you're not 100% sure about how much time he has left, as you're not 100% familiar with this poison or this acting, as they was described as like almost a ancient being or celestial type, phenomena. Um, the fact that he is still alive is important. If this was something that made him weak enough that he should be dead, he would be dead.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you imagine that you don't have days, but it's probably closer to like hours.
Right. Okay. Um. Are his eyes open, or is he just kind of like resting, like eyes closed and everything?
His eyes are closed. He's out cold.
Ah, okay. Well, I kind of keep that to myself and just kind of, you know, pat his hand, hoping he'll feel something. And uh, yeah, I just don't. I just have a lot of mixed emotions of how I feel about this, because based off the relation with my father. But as far as everybody else knows, he's just sleeping.
So he's all right.
Yeah, he's just tired. It's been long. He's just resting right now, which is good. Yeah, that's
Will,
it.
will he be able to talk to her?
Yeah, he should be able to communicate with her. I'm pretty sure he's just, he's always playing the head. He's strategic. I'm sure he's just saving up his energy right now to be able to say what he needs to say to her. I'm sure he's coming up with a lot of arguments, comebacks. I don't know. He does this a lot when it comes to like business meetings, I guess you could say.
Well, if you say so, then I'll trust you with it.
Much
I just
appreciated.
don't want to offend her.
No. I'm sure. I'm sure him being here is already saying enough. He's a man of his word. He's showing up. well, on that note, yeah, let's just keep pushing forward.
He is 400 years old, and we just rested. So I guess he just needs a nap. Each does catch up to you regardless.
Well, he did get exploded in the beginning and got knocked out, so that will take a toll on somebody.
Probably just in a deep meditation.
Yeah.
Yes.
And he did break his hand, keeping me angry.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, let's move on and just keep our eyes peeled for whatever figure is ahead of us. Hopefully, it's nothing we can't deal with. Hopefully, it's nothing hostile. But let's keep on moving.
Alright.
As you push forward, Villiers, keeping an eye ahead, you do see as you approach the end of this tunnel and approach where this, cave opening seems to be, widening. You can see you see two figures at the end of it, and as you look, they appear actually humanoid. You can't make out any fine detail in the dark, but currently you can see the outline. Probably, average height, lithe body frames. Probably elven, by the best of your, from what you can see from here.
I just say hello. Who goes there?
You watch as the figures kind of turn to you, about 40 or so feet away from them. You see they perk up to your approach, and you're calling to them. Both spears in hand, kind of point them in your direction. I'm pretty sure who goes there is our line. As you're approaching, hi, who goes there?
But we asked first.
Do I answer this?
Zuji just.
Oh,
You heard my comrade over here. We asked first.
yeah, that makes sense.
Why? It's too early for this. We're guards of the city, royal guards for the queen. This is our post. Again, who are you, and why are you're clearly surface dwellers? What do you want?
I take a step forward, putting my crossroads away to seem non-threatening, and just say, well, we have I guess you could say, a meeting with the queen. She, I'm not sure how much you know. I'm not sure if it's above your pay grade, so I can't really tell you much. Just know that we have a meeting with her.
How much closer do you get?
Um, hmm, maybe just another like 5 feet.
Okay, so you're just like inching closer.
Yeah.
Cool. Give me a persuasion check, bud.
Persuasion. Oof, terrible.
There are more than single digit and nat 20s on your dice, David.
I know. It's gonna be one of those nights.
Surface dwellers having an audience with the queen. Seriously, what do you? Did you get lost down here? Like, I mean, it's impressive that you stumbled your way this far. Um,
So
I can assure you, we are not lying to you. I don't know what prejudice you have against surface dwellers and all, but I can assure you, we are here for the queen. I don't know if you have someone you could contact real quick to kind of confirm that. But we need to talk to the queen. How else will we know how to get here? I'm sure you know surface dwellers probably don't know how to get here. How did we end up here?
see the other one's like, he's kind of has a point. Shut up.
since Valir walked up, I'm gonna look at Robbie like, we're here for the queen,
Valia,
right?
Valia,
Yeah,
why don't you name drop?
it might be
Wolf
above.
means
It might
something,
be
doesn't it?
it might be above their pay grade.
All right.
We're
That-
expected though. Like, wouldn't she pulled back all her fucking spiders? Wouldn't they like know that we're
That's what.
we're
That's
expected?
what.
We're expected?
That's what I'm saying. They might just be lower ranked and they don't know any better.
That ain't maybe enough time in this cave. Get me.
This is
Get me out of
bothering
here.
Seven. I'm gonna walk up behind Valir.
Listen,
We're here for the queen.
my
To
friend
talk
here
to.
means that yes, to talk to, not in a menacing way, just to talk to.
Blood contracts, obligations, talking. Just she'll know what it is.
All right, Seven. I'm gonna be real with you right now.
Yeah, I kind of felt, regardless of what I said, I'd have to roll.
That must have seemed threatening.
Seven, you got two choices for me. You can either
Yeah.
give me a persuasion check with disadvantage
Oh,
or an intimidation check.
I wonder what Seven's gonna select.
It would just be straight intimidation
Straight intimidation.
or yeah.
I will tell you beforehand.
Yeah.
The DCs for both are very different, and the consequences for both are very different.
We're gonna do persuasion with disadvantage. I don't think it makes much of a difference for Seven rolling this. To be fair, was it my intimidation gets my full +5, and I just get a -1 to that? Yeah, we're just gonna do double.
Well,
5. It's like, we're here for the queen. Not like we're here for her, but we're here for it. There's a question. Yeah. There's a question mark in there.
we're here for the queen.
Yeah. Talk to her.
Cool. So as the giant 7-foot tall robot man comes up behind you, Valir, and screams that we're here for the queen, you watch as they both kind of, still holding their spears, pull them kind of taut. All right, look, if you're truly here for the queen, stop, don't. It's pointing at Seven. Fine. If you're here on official business, I can take you into custody, take you over to the guard captain. If you are who you say you are and you actually have business here, then everything will be fine. If not, well, your food.
I kind of look over to the party to see if I get any nods, if like everybody's okay, like on board with what they just said.
You just say we're food.
I'm
Custody. Can I try to persuade
Uh,
him?
I kind of want to throw a persuasion too.
Oh. Oh yeah. If Zaishori has already spoken up, then I'll stay silent for the moment. But yeah, I would certainly have to say something.
You can plead your cases.
I'm like, I'm gonna look.
Or
I'm
my
gonna look-
intimidate.
Listen, I got 2 hands that could persuade them. You know.
Wait. We
I got a
Hey,
fucking
I
hammer
will
right
look-
here that could persuade him.
I will look forward to them.
Seven's food.
Hey,
Yeah.
we are running out of time. We are here to see the Queen, Colpia de Arancia, and I want you to bring us to her now. We do not have time for this. And I'm gonna look for where's Andy at this point?
He's on my back.
Okay. And I'm
He's
gonna gesture to
fine.
him and
We
say,
know.
this is a very important person that your queen wishes to speak to. So if you would like him to be physically capable of doing so, please bring us to her now.
Seven's gonna just shake loose his shoulders. He's ready. I'm not gonna do anything. Just the head crack, the shoulder pop out, just getting ready for. They said,
And I'd like to add in, and if you insist to take us in, I personally won't resist, but I will want your name to tell why we were delayed.
Ishuri just repeats. Custody?
I'm gonna whisper for Valyria. Was my tone wrong?
No, it's just you're bigger than everybody, so anything you say is gonna sound very manly, very aggressive.
So it's their fault.
It's their fault, but
Okay.
we could deal with that later. 7.
They
Why
said I'm
did
gonna
you
be
say we're gonna be
food.
food?
They clearly don't know who I am.
Gonna feed us
No.
I barely know what I am. But I know for one thing, I am not food.
All right, look. Fine. As long as you keep your weapons holstered. There's no hostility here. Just come with us. We'll get you in. We'll make sure you are who you say you are. And then if you are who you say you are, we will get you in front of the Queen. You see the other guys kind of like chuckling, like, yeah, no way that's fucking happening. Shut up. That is the fastest way you're going to get in here, all right? I'm not just letting a bunch of outsiders walk into the town unescorted.
For future reference, guard, postman, whatever you are, it would behoove you to tell people you're going to check them in rather than say put them in custody. This little one over here is about to smite you.
I concur. Wording is important.
That being said, good. I'm glad we can get this over with. He's gonna die. Queen wants him. If he dies, she's gonna kill you.
Yeah,
You will be food.
Duly noted. Look, we don't interact with surface people very often, okay? I'm sorry that things got...
Stop talking, lead the way.
You see they part to the sides and allow you to keep walking forward towards the tunnel.
I don't have any weapons.
I
don't know.
am the
You are the
weapon.
weapon.
Other than the barrel of weapons on your back.
Yeah, but not
Oh,
in
yeah.
my hands.
Yeah.
I am unarmed.
Cool. You guys continue walking in.
Mhm.
Yeah.
All right. As you continue to march down this tunnel towards where you saw that they are kind of at the end of it, and they kind of parted a little bit. Valyria and 7, you're the first to see it. As you get closer, you see that these two, again, probably about 6 foot tall, elven looking, features. But as you get closer, you realize that the elven features are a lot more exaggerated and deformed in ways. You see that they have purplish, almost black skin. The points on their ears go to like incredibly like tip like high pointed ear. The face, while elven and lithe, comes to almost a mandible like mouth. And the other thing you notice as you get closer to the edge is that they weren't standing at the edge that you saw, like their torso down to their legs. The reason why they moved off to the side, you get closer to the edge, there's a staircase going down. You see their bodies end probably right around the waist, open up to large 8-legged spider bodies.
They got thoraxes.
Wait, do they have humanoid like heads or something? Am I what?
They are human looking from the waist up, but the face is mandible.
Oh, so they're spider centaurs?
Kind of.
That's all. I mean, not to Robbie, but you know.
But yeah, Valir and Evan, though you're the first ones to see that as these two guards kind of push off to the side. You start to approach the end of this tunnel that does lead to like a single staircase leading downward. You see these two large, when I say like the spider half of them is probably about 7 to 8.5 feet long.
Okay. But their standing height is only 6 feet.
No, their total height is probably closer to 9 or 10 feet. You're off gauge because their spider bodies were below the level of the exit, essentially.
And they call me intimidating. Bull. I'm just a walking rock man.
But as you all start to exit the tunnel, you all start to see these two large, spider humanoid beings. The staircase leading down to a large open cavern filled with beautiful glistening spider webs wrapped around architecture. You see what appear to be buildings of stone that are all just connected with different webs and beautifully, almost like web lace over a lot of the stonework throughout this entire city, and it is comparatively not as large as Silicon Valley, but still rather big. You see several offshooting tunnels into the ceilings and into several wall places. You scurrying of spiders of all sides. You see movement constant throughout the entire city below. But you are all escorted down the staircase by these two large spider people.
Also, DM, on the way here, did we see more spider webs?
Yeah.
Like, what's it like? Okay.
Yeah, they were
Plenty
getting
of
thicker
spider
as we're
webs.
going down.
Yep.
I'd like to direct your attention to the Discord text channel.
Oh,
Guy.
That was worth it.
7 doesn't get it.
Cool. You are escorted down this large staircase and into the city proper.
Jacob,
Yeah.
I think we have our answer on the result of what a half-human, half-spider child looks like.
Yeah, it's horrifying.
It
Absolutely. It's just... Ugh.
will live on in my nightmare. Truly.
Yeah. So, you are escorted further in. You pass... As you get closer down, you see there are all matters of spiders in all sizes, ranging from teeny tiny ones all the way up to some of the larger giant spiders you've seen, even like in Morand or at the dinner party. You see several of these humanoid spider creatures that are escorting you, just kind of walking about and going about daily lives. You see that they're, going from different businesses, different places down here. There's, different chatter. You see spiders stop, and you're unsure if they're communicating because they don't speak common, but for a lot of like the actual spiders, but here to have some sort of conversation, and then peel off in different directions or, but yeah, it's a thriving community down here. But eventually, probably not 15 or so minutes into your travels, you are brought to a kind of large stone building with this, spider webbing, lattice work across it. And the guards that are with you is go, all right, we're here.
Where is here?
We're gonna see the guard captain. Make sure you guys are good to go see the queen, I guess. Like, it's fine. Like I said, either you're telling the truth or you're not. And either way, it's gonna be a good day.
I look over to Seven and just like, don't challenge this guard captain. Please don't. Please, not yet. Not this one.
The best a robot can sigh. I won't.
Did the guards leave, or are they still standing?
They're kind of standing at the front entrance waiting for you to enter.
Yeah. These guards seem to be doing their job, so it's fine. But they said I was gonna be food. I'm not prey.
Oh, you're not Seven. You're not Seven. Don't worry. They just had to say it to try to sound menacing. Nothing's gonna happen. They didn't mean it.
I know their insides are squishy. They all
If
are.
they try to eat you, you just eat them.
See? Vinted gets it. We agree on something.
We're still standing here.
Well, you did come out with a rather ominous wording, so you can't really
You
be
did
shocked
your
at
job.
this one.
There's nothing. What? But I'm not food.
As long as you're telling the truth, then yeah, you won't be food.
I'm gonna look at the part. Am I food?
You're not food.
I didn't think so. I'm telling the truth. We're here to speak to the queen. You right? Yeah.
Hey, go ahead. Go on inside. Talk to the guard captain.
All right.
Fine.
We start. Well, I start walking in. I'm assuming everybody's following.
Yeah.
We're still in the same order, right?
I hope so.
If you want to be, yeah.
Yeah,
Huh?
yeah, I think so.
Cool.
I'm gonna leave Zot outside with the guards.
All right.
I just want them to be annoyed at walking with them.
Fair enough. So all of you minus Zoth head inside. You enter into it's a modestly sized stone building. You can see the door frame is larger to accommodate these larger spider guards. You head inside. There is a large central wooden desk, immaculately kept. There's no first glance, no spider webs inside this initial chamber. There's a couple of little, offshoot hallways going off to the, back left and back, kind of off the side wall to the right. As you enter the doorway, you see at that desk there is a single spinning office chair.
Okay.
Is it actively spinning? Or is it just like not facing us?
It's not facing you currently.
Got it.
This is what
You
I
see the
picture.
chair starts to swivel around. All right, what the fuck do you want? As it turns, you see I call it odd sight for being in the land of spiders. You see a spider probably about 3.5 feet long. It's got like very furry legs, kind of those big like bushy eyes and whiskers hanging down from it. And it is speaking.
I kind of get annoyed of his attitude. So just to kind of like throw that back at him, I whip out my gong and just hit it as loud as I can towards his direction. I'd be like, Warrior Warlock, to speak to you.
That was loud. Okay, yeah. What do you want? Who are you? Why? Oh, you're surface folk. Oh, sorry. Where are my no? I don't have manners. What do you want? Very busy here.
We are here to meet Spider Queen. We have a meeting with her.
You see, he kind of crawls over the front of the desk, hops down, starts crawling towards you. Looks at you, Valir. I see now. You see, he kind of crawls away from you, starts crawling up Seven's leg.
Seven's gonna head tilt down like dare.
Crawls up Seven's leg, around his torso, gets onto his back where Andy is. You see his like little spider leg kind of like grabs at Andy's like face and pokes him a little bit. This dude's fucked up.
You said he was fine, Valir.
He's as fine as he can be in this condition, Seven. He's not 100% to health, as we already know, Seven. And you, sir, why are you inspecting all of us in such close proximity? Some of us might not like that. Just fair warning. Whatever happens, if you get to somebody else's face, that's between you and them. Just so you know.
Your dissatisfaction with my interrogation methods are noted. Yeah, he's wow, you guys fucked up something big if you got something like this going on. Yeah, you're here to see the queen, all right. God damn.
Told your guards this.
They're don't mind them. They look, they're not trained to detect certain things, but yeah.
You should have them train more.
You know, they can only learn so much. Anyway,
Okay.
see, hops down, starts screwing back up his desk. All right, you're here to see the queen. That's obvious. By the looks of him, this should probably happen now. Yeah.
All right.
No treatment for him, no rest for us. We're just going straight into the meeting. Okay.
I mean, the only one who could treat him is the queen at this point. So, getting to her is probably the only way you're gonna have him see tomorrow.
Fair.
And if you want to wait, you want to rest, you're more than welcome to.
Well, let's go.
Yep.
Cool. All right. You see, he pulls open a drawer, scurries through it real quick, kind of disappears, like hops into the drawer. Yeah, there we go. Hops back up, carrying in two of his like side legs. Kind of tosses it off the desk towards your feet, Valir. Kind of like it's like a little badge almost.
Mm.
All right, keep that with you at all times. That is a visitor's pass for while you're in the city. If you see another guard, don't bother explaining to them. Just show them that, and they'll either direct you where you want to go or fuck off. Honestly, don't tell them that. They'll take a little bit of offense to that, and probably bring you back here, which you don't really want to do if you're not trying to waste any time.
All right. Well, that was a lot faster than I thought. But cool.
Thank you. You're an
Sounds
efficient guard captain.
good.
You might not know it, but my friend Seven here saying that is high compliment.
Appreciate the compliment from the automaton.
Yes, we'll go with that. Thank you for not calling me an object.
Thank you for thinking it's not weird to speak to a spider. You're all actually taking this a lot better than I anticipated.
I'm just here trying to figure out if my sibling looks like this, but that's all in my head. Yep, absolutely. We show no, prejudice to anybody. We will hope we get the same respect around here.
I would have honestly been more surprised if you had no spider features whatsoever.
I ate a frog hemoth.
For the record, he's just a full-on spider. There's no man in the sky. He's just a spider.
I still ate a frog hemoth.
You did.
He's a man to me.
I don't know what that is, but yeah. If you guys if you need anything else while you're in town, ask somebody else.
Well, will do. You're very efficient. Thank you for this badge, and we will be on our way.
And he told us the direction of the Spider Queen, right?
Yeah, if you ask him, he would point you in a general direction.
We will ask.
Cool. But you exit the guard captain's abode. You see the two large spider humanoids are still standing there waiting.
Blair, show him the badge.
Kind of just like put it as close to their face as I can without touching them. Just like yes.
Well, I guess you're not food right now.
That's a weird apology I just heard from you, but okay, I sure we'll go with that.
Seven's appalled at their audacity still. While looking up at them for the first time ever, looking up to something he thinks is beneath him again.
Wait, I just had a thought.
They look like food.
Blair,
Seven's thoughts.
Yes.
isn't the Spider Queen technically like your stepmother? So are you like a prince or something?
Well, I don't know.
And Teth, he doesn't need more ego.
What's a
But it's
stepmother?
funny.
Like, stare mother? What?
The goddamn it, Seth.
These are new words. His prince, his royalty, stepmother is off. All right. He knows what the two words are, not together. All right. So it's just,
Did we ever explain parents? We explained parents. You know what parents are.
yes, but
So
He
if
didn't
your
come out
your
of birth.
parents
he
aren't
has no spider.
okay, but if your
Okay.
parents aren't in a relationship anymore, and they get together with somebody else, they become like a step parent. It's like a parent once removed, step away.
Wouldn't that make his mom the stepmom to this
Yes,
other prince? But he has no relation to the other ones before.
yes.
How does he get any of that power
They
then?
both have the same father.
But the father has no power down here.
No.
Then where would he get his power from?
He doesn't.
See, you made no sense.
It's
He
a-
gets
it's-
no power.
It's an
You just
honorary
said
title.
so. No, you just wrong. Seven
He's
feels
not.
like
He's
one.
not an actual prince because he doesn't share bloodline with the royalty, but it would be an honorary title since he's half brothers with the actual prince.
Yeah, but none of that that's only from his brother then.
And mother, because his brother is from his stepmother, father.
Seven's
It's
moving
not,
on.
and
It's too much.
It's confusing.
Too
I know.
much. It's okay. Seven's just gonna shake his head and just agree.
The
like he
common
knew.
people are stupid, and they would respect him a lot more. That's all
Not
I'm saying.
listening. Okay. Seven's moved on with the whole premise. It's too much. Doesn't like it. There's no direct power. Doesn't get it.
So, is there anything you wish to do, or are you just making a straight dash to the castle?
let's do a shopping trip.
6 hours later, Andy's fucking straight dead.
Yeah, right.
We got some items. We got some cool items.
I can permanently walk on walls now. It's awesome.
We got a jug that we can permanently fill with spider venom.
This vendor, this guy sold me spider web for $5, 5 gold.
I didn't.
Nah.
Any
Okay,
of the
but no,
guards
I'm
break
trying
their
to go
arms.
straight there.
Yeah, we're going straight to it.
Did you know you can get spider boots down here, but they're for actual spiders?
Seven will have 8 legs at one point.
God.
Cool. So, it does not take you long. You make your way quickly, but with occasional looks of many eyes upon you as you dart through the city streets. You are stopped once in a while by a guard, and you flash the badge, and they nod, confused, and but let you upon your way as you have the right credentials.
Do all the guards look the same in a sense?
I mean, most of them you see are these large humanoid spider creatures. From the guards that you at least interact with, seem to be that type. And then obviously the upper body, the humanoid part varies as much as any other human. Some of them are more stout and like built. Some of them are lithe and some of them look elvish in like heritage. Some of them actually look kind of dwarven. You see even a couple that are like, even their lower body is smaller and kind of the upper half looks almost gnomish.
Okay.
It's a wide spread. But within a half hour or so, you make your way following directions, different people. And as you get closer, it's less about getting directions and more about just following your eyes. As you can see a large structure in the distance, not quite a castle. It looks almost more cathedral. Large stone walls with stained glass windows. Beautifully built and sculpted stone architecture with different gargoyles and different stone like statues line the upper, parapets. And as you approach, you see there's no gate. There are two guards kind of standing watch outside the first set of large kind of, again, cathedral doors that come to kind of like that point at the top. It's a good 9 to 10 foot tall doorway.
Big door. Not as big as Rugborg, so it's fun, I guess.
Evening, surface folk. What could we help you with?
We have a meeting with the Queen.
All right. Names and reason for your meeting with the Queen?
7 even?
Suji.
Valir
Shuri.
and Adronis, and I point towards Seven's back.
And that's Ravi.
In tap.
And Valir, you gotta tell them.
The Queen requested talk to us, specifically this one over here, to Adronis Warlock. Quite urgent, so please, as soon as you can, make this happen.
You show him the badge. Show him the badge.
Yeah. Show them the badge.
Flash the badge. Very well, wait here for a moment. I will go see if the Queen is available.
Oh, we're getting your sister back too, right?
The plan.
The whole
Mm,
point.
I don't know, you didn't specify why we were here for that.
What do you think
Some
we're
words
coming
are
for?
better left unspoken. Evan.
I don't know.
I'm not telling him that. He doesn't need to know it. Queen knows.
All I know is I'm not supposed to fight anyone until after you guys are all done talking. That's the plan, right? I don't say things and I don't fight until we have to.
Yes.
yes.
See, I listen.
If we fight, you fight.
Yeah, I don't start it.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I didn't eat the guards or throw them
Yes.
into walls or anything. I listened.
Yes. You're doing well, Seven. You're here. You're with us.
Yeah. Tell
Out
me
of
I'm food.
curiosity, Seven, do things look tasty to you? Like, I know you probably don't taste things, but
Yeah.
do things like seem more valuable to eat to you?
It depends on how I'm feeling, but certain things do look like the texture is better. And some things I don't want in my mouth. But then
You can feel the
r-
texture. Is that a
yeah,
tongue?
the first bite, yeah, what they feel on.
Wait, do you have a tongue when you transform to have the mouth?
No, I have teeth. It's the crunch of the squish that I feel at first bite.
Ah.
Yeah.
Hey,
Come on, look.
Robbie's fucking furiously taking notes.
Remember when I ate tankers? There's no tongue. It's just squish. It was
Mm.
soft.
I don't remember any of that.
I do.
Is
You
that
went
a
away.
defense mechanism? Or are you blocking it out?
1,000-yard stare from a
Turns out it's a wonderful experience for him later on. He's like, yeah, I saw the gates. It was all nice. There were bright lights. I found all the other people I ever made contracts with. And then I came back. It's like a whole new world in there.
leave it to this campaign to have a or fetishist. Jesus.
Some time passes. You are out here conversing amongst yourself. Eventually, that large cathedral door opens again. You see the guard that had greeted you, still standing in the doorway, but leaving the door open. Well, lucky for you, the queen will see you now.
Excellent. Please lead us towards where she is.
Very well. Right this way.
Right, what do we see while we're walking in?
You see you know what, actually everyone give me perception checks. That's fun.
Go with 7 because it's the first one.
Cool.
Are you rolling for Brad or are you rolling for Andy?
I rolled for
Okay.
Yeah. Andy is unconscious. He perceives nothing. But cool. So the first thing you notice as you enter through these large cathedral doors is a for Vinteth, a strangely familiar, welcoming yet concerning sight. You see what is by just the basic layout of it, open stonework cathedral church. This is some sort of place of worship. It is large stone pillars, intricately decorated, both with the carving of the stone, but also the many webs that are kind of hung almost as tapestries. From the walls, from the ceiling, from these different pillars. The floor is ornate stonework, but also, again, strangely, the webbing is everywhere, which you're not uncommon for this spider environment, but it's done in a way that it's very deliberate. You can see the lines on the webs are meant to create patterns and designs and to, be decorative. As you walk across it, almost concerned to disrupt or disturb or break any of the webbing that you see before you, you notice that it has, while it still has that tacky stickiness of webbing, it's strangely tough. It's resilient. It's very similar, and kind of gives you an idea of where some of the Warsanok silks come from, and this ability to be worn for battle and resist damage. You see that there are several large stained glass windows that are in that eerie sense that you can tell they're stained glass just by the shape and the coloration in them, but because there is no sunlight bearing through them, it is kind of that just darkened stained glass, so it gives also that very eerie feel to it. But all immaculately kept, none panels broken. As you walk through the large stone chamber, your footfalls not echoing as much as they would through a normal stone cathedral, being absorbed by the spider webs that you're kind of walking on as well. You see ahead of you a large spiral staircase that leads to a elevated dais, a large throne upon it. And for the sake of this, nope.
Get a map change. Oh, Got a map?
Ooh, fancy.
Really pretty picture.
This is where you are.
Cool, cool, cool.
cool.
So, as you're led into this chamber, the guard says, "Well, you have an audience. You may approach the queen. Good luck." And you see he kind of steps out and closes the doors behind you.
I just look at Volier and gesture for it. After you, buddy.
Yep. I start walking towards throne. Cautiously,
Ew.
of course.
I'm just investigating, like, if there's any other entrances or exits. Or how high the ceiling is as well. Especially looking at the ceiling. There's a bunch of spiders just chilling out above.
Taking a look around, you see no spiders. The ceilings, as you come in through the doors, are large and vaulted, probably about 20 or so feet high. You don't see any. You see no noticeable hallways or chambers that lead off of this central, room. But there are plenty of spider webs, so you're not sure. It's hard to tell, could there be something behind like a large patch of spider webs? But nothing to the naked eye, at least, Suji.
Cool.
But you are free to approach the throne. And I will say for this, I can move you at once, but just tell me roughly where you would like to be in comparison to the throne. Or you can move yourself to where you think you would. Either way.
I think we should stay together.
Yes, I
Agreed.
agree.
Okay. I won't just be up there with him on back like, who brought him? I'll stay with the crew. Like, trade time, right? Like, so that's how this works.
Do we
Did
see
they
any?
say we're all allowed to approach?
Like, we don't even see the queen yet.
Yeah, I was about to say, do we even see anybody at the throne?
From here, no. Here, throne appears to be
Man.
empty.
So
Kind of
we
nonsense
going-
this is.
Up this, well, it looks like she has her own little private viewing thing. So do we go up the stairs or do we stand on the stairs? That appears to be an actual wall around it to me.
Yeah, what is that wall thing?
This part?
Like the half moon around front of the chair?
Upside down C.
Yep, that's kind of like it's an elevated platform, and that's kind of like a half wall. That's just kind of like a barricade
Oh,
or like a banister type deal, but it's like a like stone wall.
okay.
I hit my gong, see if anybody responds, and just say, I am here with my father, Adronis.
Or are we just staying back here by the door? I'm fucking scared.
I'd
This
assume
is not
we'd move
supposed
up
to
a
act.
little bit.
I'm gonna sit on the throne, dude.
I'm not gonna lead, but I'll move up. I'll move up with Volier whenever.
Yeah, yeah. I'm slow. walking, but still being cautious, being slow about it. Still trying to hear anything, see anything, trying to get like very heighten my senses without being too obvious, I guess.
Gotcha. Cool. As you all slowly approach and announce your presence, you didn't see it at first, but as you get closer and you hit your gong and you start to, announce that you're here with your father to take care of the business at hand, you see the throne at top of this dais, and it is a large, almost 8-foot wide seat, and you see kind of almost from some of the webs that are draped over the back of it, there is somebody sitting in the chair, and as they kind of push themselves forward in the chair, it's in the throne itself, is when you first get a glimpse. What sits before you on the throne, a darkened purple skin with long white hair, pointed elven ears, a beautifully gowned, lithe female form with a black crown sitting upon her head. Maybe the reason why you had such a hard time seeing her, 5, maybe 5.5 feet tall humanoid figure that's forward. Boop. There she is.
He's full humanoid, not like half spider.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Hey. Okay.
I see.
Okay, pops.
All right, Andy.
I take back all the jokes.
As Suji just kind of mumbles to himself, "Oh, I would have known to do that."
I thought she was a spider queen.
Oh, okay.
Is she elven? Wait.
She appears drow.
She
She is
appears
dark
drow,
elven.
but
Yeah, like,
I
she
thought she was
appears
ancient.
100% elf.
From the looks, from the distance you are currently, yes, that is what she appears to be. She appears to be elven. She appears to have a darkened underdark complexion of dark elf, similar to Suji. The familiar like whitened hair.
Is Suji about to fucking control the whole spider army?
I was under the impression or the understanding that she was ancient, like ancient to the point where she was here before the First Grand Covenant, which means she has to be like glamoring herself somehow or some shit, like shapeshifting, because elves didn't exist as far as we know before the siblings came. So what the fuck? There's implications here, guys.
Well, you are free to ask her, Vintev.
Oh no, I got plenty. I got. Yeah.
Oh, all right.
This is first. If we survive this, then I'll do my thing.
Good afternoon.
Afternoon.
I very much do not plan on yelling, so if you would like to approach when you're ready to have conversation.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, kind of look back at the group, see if everybody's ready to start stepping forward, waiting for nods or
I'm
anything.
just fucking staring directly at her
I'm
like
walking.
enthralled, dude.
All right. Well,
I'm walking with Valir.
My mind is going a mile a
So
minute.
am I.
right. Okay. Yep. Start
Mm.
approaching.
Eventually, I'll get there. I'm just skipping myself. Oh, well, actually, I'm gonna stop wherever Valir stops.
I'll try and center myself between everybody.
Trying to stay a step behind and get the best view I can.
Yeah. I want to Yeah, I don't want to be like super close where I can't see her, but enough that she can hear me and see me. You know.
Yeah.
Whatever that distance that is.
So you approach towards the bottom of the raised dais that she is on.
Yes.
Good afternoon. Welcome to my chambers. I hope my city has treated you well.
Uh, uh, for the most part, once we explain to them the reason why we're here, I kind of show her the badge. Once we acquired this, everything was pretty smooth sailing. Um, yeah, I mean we made it here.
It's better than most. Uh, so, what would you like to discuss?
Well, for starters, I'm assuming you know who I am. Am I correct to assume that?
I am familiar of who you are, son of Adronis. Yes.
Well, my father is here. I'm sure you already know of the effects of whatever poison or whatever you did to him is taking on him. I heard that you're the only one who could take care of that. So if you wish to speak to him, I think we might need to have him cured first.
Well, I'll speak with him in due time. Honestly, with the way he's been behaving recently, a little bit of pain and suffering is due.
I understand that. Um, I just have one question right now. It's kind of been on my mind this whole time. Uh, well, two questions actually. Is my sister alive, and where is she?
Your sister is alive. I've not. She has not come into any harm outside of the. You see this subtle frustration on her face. Your sister has seen no harm outside of the unfortunate way that she was brought here. You see, kind of, Corpia looks off into the webbing somewhere. And I do apologize for that. She's been taken care of. She has been patched up and sought to by our best healers, and she is resting comfortably.
Kind of. Okay. Well, I that's great to hear. Uh, I'm sorry, I couldn't help but notice, but you were kind of. It looked like you were upset that she was in harm's way to begin with. Why is that?
I won't mince words. I sent my child to go retrieve your sister as a bargaining chip to have Adronis brought here, or at least crawl here was the intent. I would say good on you. You all proved to be far more capable and defensive when my children showed up to blame your sister, and my son panicked and did something he was not supposed to. So for that, I apologize.
I see. And I'm assuming this son is not my half brother or anything, is it?
It's hard to say.
well, uh, well, it does put me at ease to know that you didn't want to harm my sister in any way. I'm sure you know that her and I don't really know what this whole thing is about between you and our father, Adronis. I Yeah, I have no idea what's going on between you. Uh, yeah, I don't know. He didn't really tell me much. He told me things here and there. I'm just trying to keep up with everything the last day or so since I went back home. So I apologize if I don't have any answers or any information that you want or need.
And if I may add, what exactly upset you about how Andy acted? Well, I can assume I just like clarification. If I
Well,
may add.
of course, you have been granted an audience, and therefore a fair tit-for-tat conversation-wise, and you've made it all the way here. I could not possibly let you go without some sort of information. Yes. Well, to, I guess, part of your point, not knowing how much your father has told you, we struck a deal with each other a few hundred years ago. And until recently, I assumed your father to be a stand-up man of his word. But I had recently had some children return home to report to me that he, in fact, well, he went on a trip when I first offered him the deal. And, of course, me being the cautious person that I am, I had sent some of my children along with him. Not sure how or when he gave them the slip, but he returned without them, so I had to go on the assumption that when he came and took the offer that we were all good. The terms of our agreement was to be completed, and upon his 300th year of being in power and starting his family and his city and his wealth, and he would return to me here, and our child would take over what he had built. So needless to say, I was a little bit upset when I found out that he carefully worded the contract to say his first child would take over the business, and that he had a child before returning here.
Right. I mean, I understand that. I understand the frustration. I'm not here to, you know, defend his actions or anything like that. He's a businessman at the end of the day. It's no surprise to me that he did this kind of thing. Again, like I said, I wasn't aware of any of this, of any of his past. He's always been a silent person to his family, not really talking to us until apparently the recent years, according to my sister. He's been more lively, more talkative, and just been a lot to process on our end.
Yes, he does enjoy his secrets, doesn't he?
Indeed, he does.
So, knowing this, Valia, Warlock, is it?
Yes.
What is it you seek? Why are you here?
I I just want my sister back. I I know you know of my father's business, what he built, the town he built. I was never involved in the family business as he would have liked to. That was more on my sister's end. She was more involved than I was. I'm just here for my sister, and I told my father this. That's my main mission here, just to get her back. She was the only one I was close to growing up, as I'm pretty sure you could tell. She's my twin sister. Um, and yeah, I that's all I want from you. It's just my sister back.
Valia, give me a persuasion check with advantage, please.
Oh, I was about to say, I'm not BSing. I'm
I'm
being honest. You said
Right.
persuasion?
Yep, that's why I said persuasion.
Cool.
You see, she takes a long glance at you. True familial love. It is something very rare nowadays to see. And as you can see, and she kind of points like sweepingly across her kingdom, something I hold in high regard. So I understand and appreciate where you're coming from. I do intend to return your sister. Though I do need something in return.
And what might that be?
Well, I have my children and my networks of can only go so far. I've quite recently figured out or learned just how disconnected I can be from the rest of the world. Seeing as it's taken hundreds of years for descendants of my children to return home to me to bring me such horrible information. My contract with your father is quite binding, and very much so. Needs to be upheld. I need his firstborn. Dead or alive, preferably alive. Brought to me before the end of the contract.
I see. And again, I don't know much about this. What do you know about his firstborn?
We don't know much. Unfortunately, as I said, it was several generations removed of the spiders that returned home to me, so it was information passed down from a generation to a generation to a generation. As far as I know, it's a male, half elven. And I have a name.
What's the other half? I'm kind of looking back and forth at both of them.
Human, I believe.
Hmm.
Wait, where does the human side come in? Aren't you? I don't wish to misspeak, but are you of Drow as well?
Talking about the firstborn, the out of the pre-contract one, Chris.
Uh, it was her. Oh, the one. Okay.
Yeah.
Baby he made before he knocked her up.
Okay, never mind.
His escape clause, yes.
Yeah. The one no one knew about.
This is not me saying this in character, but we did get like some sort of information about that person, right? Like I
Yeah.
think I gotta check.
You know, he was born Marand.
Hmm.
Spiders came and fucked up my home. I'm assuming, and I was gonna ask her. I'm gonna pipe up and be like,
Hmm.
these children that returned to you, did they happen to come from Marand specifically?
Yes, that's exactly where they've returned from.
Yeesh.
That just confirms all.
I kind of like look over to Vintef in kind of like sympathetic way, knowing that like I know I'm not the cause of this issue, but I know my father's at fault, and I kind of feel bad on his behalf.
I mean, just so we're aware, I don't give a shit about Moran because Moran has always been the same way as I grew up in it. So the Moran I know is the Moran that is now until the recent whatever the fuck.
Oh, okay.
So knowing that like Moran was a nice, prosperous, sunny fucking town beforehand means nothing to me.
All right.
That's not
enough.
my Nork.
Yeah. That's not my Ironbound, motherfucker.
Yeah.
I'm talking about
All right.
Delaware. It's fine.
Well, Your Highness, you said you have a name.
I do. Forgive me if I will not reveal it until I know for certain you will be taking on this endeavor. Don't need you finding them Not from me.
See.
How long till this contract expires again? That's quite a journey.
Yes, a very important question.
Our current contract is set to expire in about 6 months.
Okay.
You have
I-
any present day. Just came from that Morand area recently.
As I said, I have just found about this recently, and I have a name and possibly some description. But whatever resources I have to offer, you can use. Other than that, you all seem quite capable. And
Just 1 second, Your Highness. And I kind of huddle with the group, kind of discuss this over. Listen, guys, I want my sister back more than anything. I know it's already, I already asked a lot for you guys to come down here with me. I understand it if you guys don't want to do this to find the firstborn son. Granted, it is 6 months until the contract is done. I know we could find things along the way, like other people's ventures and all.
I can't speak for everyone else, but I told you that I would help you get your sister back safely. So if we have to go looking for this person, then I'm in for it. Just make sure it doesn't take 6 months.
I appreciate it, Robbie. With that being said, I know some of you guys have a lot of questions of what's been going around the world. We know she's been here forever. I'm sure her knowledge is far greater than ours. We can try to negotiate with her.
I would like to ask her questions. I just don't want to put anything at risk. I feel like there's too much at stake with what we know. And I feel like we have to try to get something.
If we're all in agreement to do this for her, I feel it's only fair to be able to ask her whatever she wants, whatever we want. Sorry, whatever we want. So I feel if we say yes, that we could help find firstborn. I'll throw in that you guys have questions for her that you want answered on your behalf. If everybody's fine with that.
I've got questions.
Works for me. Never hurts to ask.
Everybody's on board?
Yeah.
Yes.
Turn around back. Your Highness, we're willing. I'm definitely willing to try to find the firstborn. My friends over here are willing to help out as well. For exchange for my sister. But I'm sure you're all about family and helping your family out. These guys have been my family for the last. I lost track of time of how long it's been, but they're family to me, and they don't know my sister like that, like I do. But they have their own questions. They have their own things that they want, and I'm hope you can help them out. They want to know things that you probably know. If you're okay with that kind of deal, I get my sister for agreeing to this. They get their questions answers of whatever they want from you, since they're coming with me for this deal.
Give me another persuasion check with advantage.
Cool.
Bad. Well, you've traveled all this way, and I can appreciate that. Here are my terms as followed. You will all leave here with your sister. Unharmed and unchanged. Before the end of my existing contract with Adronis Warsenok, you will bring me, dead or alive, or at least confirmation of dead, the firstborn child of Adronis Warsenok. If you fail to meet this, how do I want to phrase this? Failure to meet this will ensure the ruin and devastation of the Warsenok family. In exchange, as just a little bit of an extra tidbit for you, I will to the best of my abilities answer 2 of your questions now. And at least 2, if not more, depending on satisfactory execution of the previously stated contract. Upon your return.
I look back at the group, see if I get any objections, anything else they want to add, or if they're cool with everything.
What will happen to uh drop? I fucking forgot at the after because I made the Andy joke. Andronis?
Adronis.
Adron. That is not one of the questions that we wish to get information on.
What will happen to him now, or?
I would hope that you were obviously there's not much point of this quest if like he's injured.
Oh, do not worry, I have every intent on repaying a debt to your party by making sure Jonas is cured of his ailments.
I mean, um, she's fine.
What? You're breaking up.
Yeah, your mic's a little messed up, Brad.
Oh. She's letting us take her.
Yeah.
So I think it's a generous offer.
Yes, she is. We will be able to leave with Viesa. I spoke to my father, and he understands that if it's between him and her, I'm choosing her. He understands that.
Any objections?
Only thing I'd really want added is guaranteed protection if we deliver the news and we get to leave freely as well. Just a little extra safety on our side.
Of course.
Since I'll be brutally honest that if you get what you want, what's the point of us?
I appreciate self-preservation. Um, well, I can add it to the contract as well that you will, upon completion of this contract and your mission, you will be escorted back to the Silicon Valley surface world without being harmed or maimed of any kind from any of my children or people. With still in accordance to the original contract that I have with Silicon Valley, we do not bring harm to any surface dwellers that do not bring harm to us. But I can add the caveat to the contract just to be safe.
We all appreciate your
Mm.
courtesy.
Yes, I much appreciate it. I do have one other request. I know how much my sister is involved in the company of the silks and all. I would love for her to still have some comfort after she's out of here, after all this is done. I want to make sure that she's still proud of the name, that she still has something to have. Whatever that is, I'm not quite sure, but I just hope that you could give her something as well.
In the short time I have had with your sister, I do not believe that to be a problem at all. She is very passionate about what she does, and cannot speak for my child, but I think she will have a place at Warsanok Fineries if she chooses to stay.
Yes, I'm sure she'll be delighted to hear that. And I much appreciate the kindness that you've been showing us to my sister and all. I didn't know what to expect. I don't know how you view me, knowing that I'm Jonathan's son, other son. I'm not sure how that plays into the dynamic, the relationship that we have going on right now, you and I.
As you see, I have a very large family, and over the years, through our mutual beneficial relationship, that does not extend to the elves that live above. Our relationship and our coexisting has always been a good thing. And I don't wish to see that destroyed. In a way, you're
Ne-
all my children, I suppose.
Neither do I. It's going back home, seeing the elves living among the spiders and everything, just felt so natural to me, so comforting, and I really don't want to see that go either. And I'm just glad, the actions of what my father did didn't disrupt that, didn't taint it, didn't put a bad taste in your mouth about it. And I'm just glad to hear. I don't see you as an enemy. I don't see you in any negative way. Um, I just want peace still among all of us.
Well spoken. So, take it we have a deal then.
Yes.
Excellent. Well, son of Adronis Warsenok, if you would like, please, if you would, grab your father and approach the throne to seal this.
Of course. Grab my father off Seven's back and start carrying him over there.
Valir, as you carefully and slowly make your way up the staircase, approaching the throne, a small dais, your friends standing below you. You approach the queen, and as you get closer, you do see, again, the fine elven features, her very drow complexion, sitting in this throne that is clearly very oversized for her. She hops down off of it, stands, again, probably a good almost half a foot shorter than you. Um, she reaches out a hand for you to take.
Take her hand.
As she grabs your hand, you grab hers, she pulls you in close. She wraps a hand around the back of your head, kisses you on the cheek. We have a deal then.
Yes, Your Highness.
Very good. You see she leans in close and whispers, I do need to thank you and your friends. And as such, I will do as I say and heal your father. Thank you for bringing my children home to me with this information.
Yes, of course. Do I sense any, I don't know, I guess weird shift in mood when she said that?
Give me an insight check. 18. The mood is not changed. It is still tense. It is still, she is still a of ancient being, royal blood that you are now within the proximity of. Her comments are not hard to discern. She's thanking you because without you and your friends, the information of a forgotten lost son would not have reached her ears.
Cool.
Oh,
It's up to you if you would like to ask more or read into that how you will.
Gosh. Um,
God damn.
crap. Your Highness, if I ask you a question now, is this gonna count towards the two you're willing to answer or not? Or is this a separate thing just between you and I?
I won't count it, but if it's something I cannot answer, I won't.
Understood. You're thanking us for giving you the information of the firstborn. How did we give you that information? I thought you already knew.
You see, as she kind of releases your head and is looking at you in the face, she smiles. A very, coy yet sincere smile. Well, as I said, my children that were sent with Adronis were separated from him and lost to me for some time. It was good fortune when someone smelling of Adronis made their way to Morand. And some of my children's and, my children's children's children recognized it. Crossing the sea is treacherous without the right vessel.
Oh, god damn it.
The 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 right vessel?
No escaping it.
Yes, they hitched a ride. Made it back to Falthea and made it back to me. So, thank you and your friends for visiting Morand and helping some of my children return home with this very important information.
I see. Well, Your Highness, you're very much welcome. But I'm still carrying my father. I'm like, where do I place him for you?
Yes, please. Pass him to me.
Hand him over.
Valir, you specifically being here at the front of the throne, the others view slightly absconded by the height of the wall and by the height of the dais plus the little half wall. You watch as the queen gently strokes his cheek. Oh, Adronis, you asshole. You watch as two fangs descend from her mouth. You watch as she sinks them deep into his neck. You watch as those black veins that were grouping from the bite in his side that have been slowly creeping up along his neck. You see the black start to drain out through his neck into her fangs. You watch as his body starts to convulse slightly. Valir, you up close and personal, getting to watch this removing of this poison. You watch as her form starts to flicker and change in space. You watch as she goes from just petite elven woman to something more. You watch as the throne itself starts to fill and flicker. Large, bulbous body, large 8 legs, similar to these guards that you've seen before you. You watch as her form just keeps kind of flickering back and forth between her humanoid form and this larger, more powerful spider-like queen.
Hmm.
In an instant, she returns to her form. She removes her fangs from his neck. You see the blackened veins start to subside. His breathing, once labored, starts to calm down.
Do I notice her form change at all?
You see her arms get a little bigger. We
Yeah,
can't really see her from the waist
you
down.
don't see a lot from down there. Yeah, it's only Valir gets the front row seat.
Yeah. So, do I like the way she's like holding him, talking to him? Do I get any sense that was this just really just business for her, or did she actually have feelings for my father?
Give
Do
me
I
an
get any
insight
hint of
check.
that? Okay.
And for the record, this is the form you would have been seeing earlier.
Damn. Oh, she looks dope actually. Ooh, fancy silver eagle.
So your dad's an ass man, I see.
God damn it.
The leg man. He's a leg man, dude. 8 legs.
Yeah, it's true.
We know kings are hereditary, so gotta watch out for this.
All right. Insight.
In this moment, she's hard to read.
Mm.
But you watch as she removes her fangs. She hands your father back to you. Well. Let us go collect your sister, and I can send you all on your way.
Before that happens, Your Highness, I was hoping to ask you a question of my own outside of all this, whatever this is. More so as an exchange of information, because you yourself said that you have been disconnected from the outside world for some time, and I bring news of something that may concern you. Well, definitely concerns you, but concerns us all.
Huh. Well, if it's information, then I will gladly accept it. Yes, please, go ahead. And if you said it's not a question, it's information.
Well, I have a question or two, but it shouldn't be worth even a fraction as much of the information I'm about to give you. So it's an equivalent exchange. It's an equivalent exchange in your favor. It's a very simple question. May I approach?
You may.
I make my way up. Step aside from these. I'll bow, introduce myself. I am Vinteth, a high priest of Ornlin. First, before I start on the spiel, am I right to assume that you are bound by the First Grand Covenant?
As much as one can be, unfortunately.
That makes this much easier. Okay, so I assume you're familiar with all of the gods, yes? Siblings, etc., etc.
I'm familiar, yes.
Have you felt the presence of anything of that realm approaching our world, etc.?
Not specifically, but I have had. There's been a tithe of ill omen the last few months.
A tide of ill omen, indeed. I'm gonna take a step closer. I'm gonna get right up in front of her. I have been shown what is to come. Sorenlin herself has guided me, shown me of it. I do not know how strong you are or how powerful you are. I assume very, but you are an ancient, and I pay reverence to you. Something is coming that is dangerous and threatens us all. Whatever squabbles and contracts you have between, I care not for. We have much bigger problems coming. I am with this party. I'm going to help with this firstborn son, etc. for you, but I want to tell you danger is approaching. Bigger and bigger problems are coming. Prophecies, omens, whatever, I do not know. I am just an elf. But I have been chosen by my goddess, the mother herself. I would like to hope you ally in whatever fight is to come.
Give me a persuasion check. Well, Vinteth, High Priest of Sorenlin. If something dangerous is truly approaching this world, the only thing you can count on is that I will protect myself and my own. If that finds us to be aligned, so be it.
That indeed does us find to be alive. I thank you for the. I beseech thee, if you have any network of connections, find out information, do so in the time that we are away from here.
Thank you. I will take heed.
I'll bow.
Very well. So, would you like to ask your questions before we retrieve Viessa, or would you like to retrieve Viessa first?
I'm gonna lean into Valir and say, look, I don't know if we can ask this now, but personally, I'd like to understand why the oldest elves don't remember, anything from the beginning. What we knew about at the church, I think it's relevant. I think we could bring it up now. Uh, unless, someone has something they feel is more pressing. I know we only have 2 questions at the moment.
Just want to add it, confirm that she is bound by the first grand covenant. So if we get a little too specific with old knowledge, we can't answer.
I we could ask her now. I'm perfectly okay with that. I don't know if anybody else here has any other questions that they need immediately answered. But I think, Ravi, if you want to ask that to her, I'm perfectly on board with it.
Fintech, you say you disagreed?
With?
Ask again.
I mean,
About the
we don't want to waste a question, right? But how can we phrase it to where it's not going to be blocked behind the covenants?
that's fair. You're right. Getting the information we need in one question in relation to that topic could be rather difficult. Maybe we should think on it.
Maybe we should take a recess. Think about it.
I'm good with that. If you guys want to, I guess, stall in a way to see what we should ask immediately.
Maybe we'll learn more by then, and that can make our question more specific.
Yeah, that sounds good. Sucks. That's kind of tricky. Of what she can answer, can't answer. It's so annoying. Anybody else has any ideas on this?
With the limited questions, I mean, I have personal things I'd like to know. I'll wait until the job is done and see if she's feeling generous before I ask, anything I might have. I'm more concerned with, the bigger picture and the things that we've learned.
I have plenty of questions, but half of them probably can't answer, and the rest would feel like a waste of text.
Well, then I guess it seems like you two would rather wait when we come back to ask your questions.
Yes, let's make sure we've saved your sister's life. All right, let's complete the contract.
Well, the contract we just
Yeah, we're gonna
have
get
to ask 2 questions.
first. Well, she'll answer 2 now.
Like 2 before and 2 after. So before we set out, whether we have an audience before we leave the city or now.
Did Annie say how old she actually is?
I don't even. But we know she's at 400 minimum. Bound by the First Grand Covenant, odds are so she's old.
As I said then, but my only interest would be, as you all know, my magical pursuits or, questions about what may be happening as related to the random attacks. But I doubt she's going to be much help with either of those. So I have nothing right now.
Saying that she's been disconnected from the world, and the only reason she knew is we had hitchhikers with us.
Yes.
Any relevant current information outside of Silicon Valley is probably nil. Any ancient information, like we could ask about things that happened 300 years ago, I guess. But any further than that, it's going to be difficult, to say the least.
And just to clarify, are you 3 talking like on the pedestal or back with the group? I kind of see that we're
Now we're back
together.
down at the group, like huddled.
Yeah. Regardless of character positioning, I assume this was back, with us.
Yeah.
Look,
I was going to turn to him and ask, Your Highness, for our first 2 questions prior to leaving, shall we be granted an audience before we leave again, or is this our only chance?
No. If you would like to spend some time, as I said, you are more than welcome to use of what resources we have, gather any information that may be helpful for you in your pursuit of this individual. And I can see it fit that you are granted audience at least once more before you leave to ask your questions, if you'd like to take some time to discuss it amongst yourself.
I
Wonderful.
suppose that's the best option.
Yes, that would be great.
Very well. So, I will have someone escort you to Viessa, and you can make sure you have a room to, even if you're not staying the night, at least converse in. And when you're ready to be off, just come back to the cathedral and speak to the gods outside. And when I am ready, I will see you again.
Sounds good. And I kind of jokingly asked, like, "Oh, so did we get a upgraded badge or something?"
No, unfortunately, there's only one badge.
Of course.
I got the
Ah.
best badge right off the.
The deal has been struck. I will. As I said, I will return Viesa to you, and you'll get your questions and be returned to Silicon Valley unharmed. Would you like the name of the individual now or before you leave?
Kind of look over to the group now. Is everybody good with that now? The name?
Yeah, we may as well.
Yeah, might as well. We would like to know the name now.
Very well. As I said, half elven gentleman in his 300s or so. She gives you kind of a rough description of his, his younger facial features, which basically is the last description any of the spiders had before he left Morand. Yes. Like I said, I don't have much information after he left Morand and where he's been for the last last 100 years or so. But dead or alive, or just confirmation of his death, to complete the contract, I would like you to find and bring me Foran Singal.
I fucking knew it! God damn it!
And that's where we'll end tonight's session.
I fucking knew it.
Of course. Love it, Rochi.
As soon as she mentioned a fucking name, it's been in the back of my mind the whole night. I fucking knew it.
Yep. Well, we got some work to do.
There's the connection.
Yep. As usual. Not surprising, but very well done.
Fuck you, Roach. You look satisfied. Look at me. You look all smug. Fuck you.
To be fair, I've been sitting at that for months.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Months.
No, he's just been getting edge.
we've been building that. we've been building to the crescendo.
But yeah, thank you all for playing. Welcome back. I'm sure we have a lot to discuss, and there's going to be a lot of you guys discussing shit behind my back. But yeah, good session, everybody.
This is so much fun.
God damn it.
Damn.
And if you wanna, we can close out the stream, and then you guys can start conspiracy theory.
That's good night stream. We're gonna
Nice
leave it on that
stream.
bombshell. Now there's one or two new people in here, so you have no idea what the fuck any of that means. Go watch the YouTube VODs. There's a catch up thing. I don't know. Always in the stream. Say goodnight. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.